How long haven't you seen your family?
3 years. So we go back tonight. Yeah. It's nice, eh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Some last-minute gift shopping for these RSE workers from Vanuatu.
Yeah, we bought some clothes and yeah.
You get the bag.
Oh, new bag for home.
New one, yeah, to go back.
As these 39 workers prepare to leave our shores, more RSE workers from the Pacific Islands are arriving in the region for the coming fruit harvesting season.
We're heading to town.
Shopping?
Yeah, shopping.
Sending money.
Sending money to Vanuatu.
Families, Vanuatu.
Yo, Gat. What's up?
But questions are being raised around how these workers are treated once they reach our shores. The New Zealand Human Rights Commission recently released a damning report about the RSE workers, raising concerns about living conditions and human rights abuses. As the Fruit Bowl of New Zealand, Hawke's Bay is one of the biggest employees of RSE workers. So what is life really like for these workers? Local Focus visited some of their accommodations. This two-story building on Railway Road is very close to the Hastings Town Centre.
Show me around. Cool.
Solomon Islands, those living here.
Okay.
50 RSE workers from Solomon Islands are living upstairs. Downstairs is accommodation for workers from Vanuatu.
Good evening. What do you have for dinner?
Rice and potato.
Potato, that's your hometown food?
Yeah,
You like it?
yeah.
Line workers live in one room with small windows. The room has bunk beds on one side and a cooking area on the other.
You share bathroom here or they have bathroom upstairs?
They have a bathroom up there.
Okay.
Each RSE workers pays $150 per week for a dormer bed and a rundown kitchen. Nearby on Southland Road, this lodge has become RSE accommodation.
I pick up strawberry, raspberry.
Here is our kitchen. So all the boys cooking foods.
What are you guys cooking?
Fish.
Fish. Wow, big one.
Yeah, fish and chicken.
Here is my room. This is our toilet and this is the place of the pants. When we visit here, we use hot water to have a shower on it.
Yeah.
And this is sink. Here is our TV.
These men also live in bunk rooms rather than individual rooms. Small rooms accommodate 4 to 6 workers.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
The big room has 12 workers living there.
TV working?
Yes. We're working.
Tinning.
Yeah. You do guys think it's a hard work or?
It's hard work, but because in Vanuatu that it's normal to us. We do art work, so we just like we love it.
In Vanuatu, we have maybe we don't have a lot of opportunities, so we came here to make money, you know.
Despite sharing a room with 11 other people, most are happy with their living conditions.
When we finish work, we can listen to music, we can watch TV, chill out a little bit, and then tomorrow go to work.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, and how about the pay?
Pay is good, we receive more than 1,000
Per week.
per week.
$1,000 a week might sound good, but the hours are long, often 12 hours a day, 6 days a week.
It is our chief cook.
Oh, chef cook.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the chef.
Yeah. Chef.
Oh.
At mealtime, 28 workers share one small kitchen. there is room for improvement when it comes to cleanliness, with mold on the fridge and grime on the oven. For this kind of overcrowded living, each person's rent is $130 per week. So with 28 workers living in this 4-bedroom house, the total rent would be about $3,500. The rent for an average 4-bedroom house in this area is roughly $600. Arguably, the RSE workers would be better off renting 6 individual houses. But it's not as easy as it sounds, especially given Hawke's Bay's housing shortages. Most workers choose to stay in employer-provided accommodation, so they have convenient transport to work and don't have to organize furniture and rental contracts. Local Focus contacted the lodge owner, Teamworks Director Jas Singh, who declined to comment. During Local Focus interviews inside the houses, none of the workers raised any complaints about their living conditions. But ask your team CEO, Chris O'Reilly, says the workers aren't always happy. He and his team have worked with local horticulture employers and conducted an ethical voice survey, allowing RSE workers to answer anonymously on digital devices.
So a lot of these have been identified in the recent Human Rights Commission report and the ILO report. Concerns around deductions out of pay, health and safety issues around quality of equipment, training, aspects around employment and accommodation.
The survey had 1,600 participants last summer and 3,000 over the previous summer in Hawke's Bay.
This year, the 3rd year that we've been doing this, participation rate has been close to 80%. This system, which gives every worker a safe, anonymous voice to tell the truth anytime, anyhow, anywhere, that identifies that and allows the companies to take action and resolve those, and in many cases move people on to make sure that we are creating the best work environment possible, respect, fairness and dignity for our Pacific Island cousins who are coming here to New Zealand to help us in this critical role with our industry.
The survey has 35 questions in 7 languages, and anonymous workers can use their own language to speak out.
If we can take a sector-wide approach, if government, for example, can mandate a worker voice system, and that means organisations like the MB Labour Inspectorate can go exactly to where the problems are, because they're not everywhere. They're isolated cases, but once you create a totally transparent system with every worker getting a voice, it will drive out the bad employers and help the good employers become even better.
New Zealand immigration has set minimum accommodation standards for the RSE workers, including that cooking facilities should not be used as a bedroom. But in the ground floor accommodation on Railway Road, one room is being used as a kitchen, living room, dining room, and bedroom. The standards also specify that cooking facilities should be big enough to prepare food for the number of residents. In the Southland Road Lodge, there is limited room for the 28 workers to prepare food or have meals. Some workers have to eat dinner in the bedroom. However, the Hawke's Bay Fruit Growers Association says RSE accommodations in the region are heavily regulated by the government.
All the accommodation in Hawke's Bay that have RSEs in them are all regulated, they're all inspected by Immigration, Labour Department, and are all signed off for a code of compliance, more than adequate for RSE accommodation. That's government regulation. So no one can go under that because you're not allowed to have RSEs in accommodation that's not signed off. There are houses that are rented and motels that are rented where they're fitted out for accommodation. But it's like everything, it's always continued improvement.
Lisbeth claims the RSE scheme is a win-win for the industry and the workers. And as an increasing number of workers arrive in Hawke's Bay, more accommodation is being built specifically for them. like this one on a Mahu Road.
I've been here probably 5 years. When I came here, there is nothing here. We've been purposely built for the accommodation for the RSEs.
This site has 12 5-bedroom units and 16 2-bedroom units, housing up to 450 workers.
This is my bedroom. We are two people sleeping here.
They've got 2 bathrooms, two toilets, 2 showers,
You have the shower
washing
here.
machine, internet, Netflix, and they can cook as a team or on their own. They've got a big kitchen. So I have a team of cleaners. I live on site, so I'm here and for the boys 24/7. And my team of cleaners go through every unit every week. We do sheets, dry clean sheets every week. They get dropped, the boys change their bedding, and we pick up the following day and take them to the dry cleaners. So they're getting pretty well looked after.
Rent is $140 per week, similar to what workers pay in the motel accommodation, but the living conditions are much better. The buildings are quite new and fully equipped, with big lounges and a volleyball court outside. During peak season, there's a separate building for female workers. There are also plans for expansion, which includes fields for playing sports.
We're developing all these 2-bedroom units. By end of January, we're going to have 5 more buildings up there of 2-bedroom units that are fully furnished. I've got 2 containers myself coming in with furnishes in, bunks and beds and sofas and everything.
When it comes to cooking, rice cookers are the most popular kitchen equipment. Sometimes the workers cook chicken or fish, but rice is a staple.
Now when we finish work, we come to the house. I started cooking my rice for dinner.
So you will cook an egg for dinner?
No, for tomorrow.
So you prepare your lunch box.
Yeah.
So what's always for your lunch?
Only bread and egg.
Okay, how many eggs you carry for tomorrow? So that's all your lunch for tomorrow?
Yes.
Boil egg.
Only boiled egg.
Is every day like this?
Yes.
Dinner sorted?
Yeah. Dinner good.
It's already 9 o'clock. You always have dinner so late?
Yeah. Because we finish late.
What's for lunch?
It's a rice and kingfish.
Keeping meals simple works with their long hours and helps them save more money to send home.
Life is good, but if you work, life is good. Not work, too bad for you. Yeah.
It's hard work?
Yeah, hard. Everyday work.
How many hours do you work today?
We're starting from 7:30 to 7 o'clock.
7:30 a.m.
To 7:30 p.m. Yeah.
So 12 hours.
12 hours a day.
Every day like this?
Yes.
I've been here many years.
So this is the little boys.
Yeah. This one's new boys, some old boys. Some come 3 seasons. They're giving us good money and good work too. Yeah.
So you got enough money sent back to your family?
Oh,
Every week.
every week send money home.
While some workers know how much they are paying in rent, some do not.
How much you pay for the rent, do you know?
No.
So you don't know how much you pay?
No, they're gonna throw it in the paste.
The Ethical Voice survey also found the same concerns.
One of the most common complaints is that people don't understand what they're paying for. What are the deductions coming out? And sometimes those deductions aren't fair. Sometimes it's just genuine mistakes from the employers and they don't know that it's happening. So, for example, there was one company, and in the results, on the question on pay slips, they got a really low score from the Fijians. What they'd done is, over in Fiji, they had agreed to have some deductions, but they didn't show that on the pay slip, so they were able to change that straight away, and people felt comfortable with that. A lot of the times it's just clarification about what's needing to be happening.
If an RSE worker has a complaint, there's a clear procedure to ensure the voice is heard.
If someone's upset about something or something's happened at work or they don't understand something, so they'll go to their camp leader and if he can't work it out with them, then he'll just take it up to the next level, to the pastoral care of the employers, and it'll get sorted out. So there is some clear procedures on how that's to be done.
According to the RSE visa conditions, the workers must maintain medical insurance while in New Zealand.
Pastoral care is very strong within the RSE scheme. So if they get sick, they let one of their team leaders know, or they let the camp mum know, and then pastoral care comes around them and assesses whether they've just got a bit of a cold and they just need to have the day off, or whether they need to go to the doctor, and then that's all arranged for them and they're taken to the doctors.
Last year, we had a girl that wasn't coping very well. We thought she had an overdose. You know, the good thing about being on site, I can be there, call the ambulance and get her cared for, and she was fine. Another boy had a few issues with COVID, couldn't get home, young, 18, 19. So sometimes it's just a shoulder to cry on and someone to talk to.
Meanwhile, RSE workers are free to leave their accommodation if they wish, and their pay is above the minimum wage.
The pay rates are very fair, often over and above the living wage for here. So they get, they work minimum of 40 hours, often more than that. Their pay rates are good if they're doing contract work. They can earn really good money, over and above $30 an hour on contract work. A lot of them will take home $800 to $1,200 a week. All their pay, their times are all randomly audited by the government. Companies can't go and try and pay them less than what they should and all that.
It's a very different picture from the Human Rights Commission's recent report, which said the exploitation is systemic. Here in Hawke's Bay, the horticulture employers say they are doing what they can to protect the RSE workers' rights.
In all industries, you'll get some bad apples that will taint the whole industry. But actually, you know what, here in Hawke's Bay, we have a high standard for accommodation. We have some fantastic employers who really look after their RSEs. So on that part, we're quite disappointed with that report. So here in Hawke's Bay, at the peak, we have around 5,000 RSEs, which would be the peak of our harvest time. We love them here. They've been here for a long time now. They fill the streets, they fill the churches, they fill the supermarkets. They're actually a part of our region.
There's some great employers out there, but there are what we've found as toxic pockets. So even in the best companies, you might have a rogue supervisor or one particular orchard or vineyard where some issues are happening around violence or sexual harassment.
However, there's no doubt some of the accommodation is not up to scratch, and the RSE accommodation standards require more enforcement. O'Reilly says more work needs to be done to create a stronger voice for RSE workers.
And our vision is that it gets rolled out throughout the entire sector. So New Zealand can lead the world in migrant worker well-being. And we can set an example to the rest of the world. And we've got a true partnership of equality with our migrant workers that are coming over, but we're looking after them. And we know that we're looking after them.
The government has confirmed a complete review of the RSE scheme will include a close look at human rights issues raised in the HRC report. J. Peng, Local Focus.